Hello guys, welcome to today's episode of the Lean Muscle Warriors podcast. I'm here today with a colleague of mine. Her name is Clarisse Vandendorpe. You have to give me credit for pronouncing your second name correctly, but she's a certified online trainer from south of Brussels in Belgium, and she specialized with working with busy moms, and she helped them building their energy up, building up their confidence, and improving a little bit as well their fitness and their look. Hi Clarisse, thanks for being here. How are you today?
Hi Francesco, thank you for having me today, and good job for my my last name. Good one.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah,
thanks.
excellent. And yeah, thank you for letting me have this chat with you today. It's such a pleasure to discuss with you.
It is a pleasure to speak with you right now. And Clarisse, I'd like to know a little bit more about your fitness journey and specifically your journey in regards to personal training. You were telling me earlier that you started 10 years ago. Is that correct?
Yeah, totally right. So I started working in a gym in Waterloo in Belgium, in the south of Brussels.
Okay.
And there I started by classical giving classes and giving almost everybody the same program, but making them believe the program was unique. And it didn't I didn't like it. I was such kind of lying to the clients, and I wasn't liking what I was doing. For me, people really deserve what they are paying for.
Mm-hmm.
So I decided really to specialize myself in the personal training. I think it was 6 years ago, 7 years ago, I don't remember. I did the NASM certification, which gives you a good basis, but not that much. Mm-hmm. And then I got pregnant. I'm a mother since almost 18 months now.
Wow, congrats.
And thank you. And during my pregnancy, I didn't know what to do. Even if I was a fitness professional, I didn't even know what to do when I was speaking with the obstetrician or even my, everyday doctor. They say like, yeah, you are in the fitness, so you know what to do. I was like, no, I don't know. I don't know if I can lift weights. I don't know if I can run. I don't know if I need just to do yoga and stretching. So I really decided after my pregnancy to go really in that section and to specialize myself in all the pregnant women, and also what's coming after, because we don't tell you it's going to be to be a mom. That your body gonna change, that your mind gonna change, that you're gonna think like, and it won't stop in your head anymore. And that's why I really decided to help moms, because in the world today, well, it's my impression, we tell moms and women they need to handle everything. So the house, the job, the kids, and to be fit and healthy and not complain. And that's not true. That's not how it is. I try to work, to make a bunch of hours. I try to be the kind person at home and smile all the time and be there for everyone. And then when the pandemic happened, I was like, no, okay, I can't do this anymore. I don't have time for myself. I don't recognize myself. I'm grumpy all the time. And I said to myself, I'm sure I'm not the only one in that kind of situation. And that's why I really start working with mom. And when you talk to people, when you speak about your story, people start to talk to you. And really I saw like a lot of women, moms comes to me and say, okay, that's what I want to have some times for me. Like, imagine some moms, they only take 1 hour in their total week for them. And I want to improve that, really.
Yeah. So wait, yeah, well, I always kind of get along with this principle because like I remember when I was a personal trainer, and sometimes people ask me, oh, is it okay if I work out 3 sessions a week? And I was like, okay, but it's okay, but you know, in the week there are 168 hours, and that's what, not even 2% of your life. So it might be okay if you have an active lifestyle, but then it always comes down to your goal, isn't it? But yeah, I like that perspective that the week have 168 hours. So even if you're saying, no, I want to learn a new language, and you reserve 1 hour a week to that new skill, it's still a small percentage of your life. And in regards to your being pregnant, how did you solve it? So what did you do?
Well, to be honest, the first 3 months I couldn't do anything because I was too tired,
Yeah.
and I had morning sickness, and it was something difficult for me because I've been, really active all of my life.
Yeah.
I've been playing tennis for 20 years at really a good level,
Yeah.
and
Wow.
one day you wake up and you feel like, oh no, I can't even like get up, I can't even move. Just thinking about doing something, you're just too tired. And that was for the first 3 months. Then
Yeah.
after I had this regain of energy. So sometimes I was training, doing most of the time functional training. I tried to walk a lot, but it was really up and down because I didn't really have some goals and some targets.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't really say I was really active during my pregnancy.
Mm-hmm. So did you, when you said that you did some functional training, what do you mean by that?
I mean a lot of body weight exercises, but I was still working with weights because for all the moms listening here, if you are pregnant and if you are used to train with weights, you can keep going. You just need to listen to your body and adjust when your belly is getting bigger and in the way, obviously. But there is no problem. It's same for interval training and for running. If you've been used to it, you can still keep going. But normally after the second semester, you need to stop. So I train with weights and nothing went wrong. But I'm a person, and another person maybe won't react the same than me. But and it's what I found really difficult. What can I do? What can I do? There are. It's like with nutrition. We put the fault on the carbs, and when you are pregnant, we put the fault on the running. You can't run.
Yeah.
It's a bit of the same.
So when you I ask you about the functional training, just because like I remember this was like a huge topic at the gym where I used to work, and I remember one of my mentor, Nick Tuminello, mentioning it, and what is functional? Like there is this idea that functional training, like some trainees, they think functional training is anything that involves a kettlebell or a Bulgarian bag. And, if you see one of those people who believes in like that the kettlebell have some superior benefit than a dumbbell, and then you ask them, hey, I can do a dumbbell swing instead of a kettlebell swing. They look at you like, what are you saying, but actually, like, the dumbbell and the kettlebell have the same purpose because they enhance the gravity. Now we can say that for a runner, can we say that the leg extension is a functional exercise? I think so, because it's still functional for the end goal of running faster. Now it's very general, so it's far away from the act of running, but it's still a functional exercise, because functional is anything that have a function. So if I'm doing a leg extension, I will get some sort of long-term benefit in running if periodized properly, but I don't think it's it's not a way that I use to define exercise. So I wanted to know, like, what do you mean by functional training when you say that I did some functional training?
It's mostly, you know, all the basics we do know, the squats, the lunges, the bridge,
Yeah.
so hip extension, hip flexion, really the movement we do in a daily life. So mostly, well, that's my thinking, and that's my own one.
Yeah.
But I train to
Mm-hmm.
be well in my daily life. So to climb the stair correctly, to carry my grocery pack, to play with my kids also, because you know when you have a toddler, you spend more time on the ground than you know standing up.
Yeah.
You need to carry them too. So for me, that's why I call functional. That's something you will do in your daily life. You know, even if you when you're gardening, you know, you need to cut the hedge. You know, you will find this kind of movement in your training too.
Yeah.
Doesn't need to be, you know, fancy
Mm-hmm.
or whatever, but just what I'm doing is like, okay, what is she doing in her daily life? What is their hobby or whatever? And I really try to find the same movement. I really encourage a lot of my clients to go for walk. So I'm thinking, okay, what do they do when they walk? Okay, hip flexion, hip extension,
Yeah.
and all of that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And we work on that kind of movement.
Yeah. And well, then you have to join me in my 10K challenge if you
Mm-hmm.
really believe in the walking more as a healthy habit. I'm doing this challenge until the end of the year, so it's only 2 weeks, and
Okay.
everyone is encouraged to take part to it. The challenge is to walk more than 10,000 steps every day from tomorrow until the end of the year. So I'm between the people who managed to do it. I'm just gonna pick up one winner, and the winner will get a 400 euro worth of a prize. So it's really like everyone should walk a little bit more, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
And I love like the fact that you really think about your clients and what they do in their normal life. So we were talking before about working out 3 hours a week, but and how important it is to look after of what you do in the rest, in the remaining 98 or 97% of your life. Um, and yeah, I definitely understand what you mean by functional training now. So basically, for the people who are listening and are not familiar with the term, is like Clarisse is meaning anything that improve your daily life. So
Yeah.
all the action that you see doing in the daily life, yeah, the training has the purpose of supporting them and make them perfect or a little bit better than now. So really, really good stuff. And would you say, like, let's say that I am a mom and I'm 2 months pregnant, would you say in your experience there are like some major, without going too much into details, major things to focus on, like things to be aware of, or like exercise to avoid, or exercise modification for sure?
Okay, so I will try to do it simples,
Yeah,
and
please.
but mostly we work on all the posterior chain muscle.
Yeah.
You know, all the hamstring, the glutes,
Mm-hmm.
the muscle in the back too.
Yeah.
Why? Because the baby is gonna take more and more space in front, so your body is gonna move front,
Yeah.
and your pelvic will, you know, tilt
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
So you need to prepare that, and really need to prepare your pelvic floor muscle too. Um, why? Because the baby will grow, like
Yeah.
I just said before, and it will push on the pelvic floor muscle. And if you don't want to have disagreement after the birth, it can really help, and it will help you too for the delivery. The more you train, the more the baby will react when you train. And so when the big day is coming, the baby and you will do just one person, and you will react to your movement too. And really focus also on a lot of stretching, to relieve all the tension, all the fatigue and all of that kind of thing. So posterior chain, the pelvic floor muscle, and stretching.
Yeah. And that's great. That's great. And like very, very briefly, and this is something that interests me in particular, but I think is interesting for many people, because I think on the topic there is not so much knowledge, is pelvic floor. How do we strengthen it? But when do we need the pelvic floor muscle to be active and to be healthy and to function properly?
Well, you as a guy and me as a woman, we do need, both of us, a really functional pelvic floor. Because even if you guys won't get pregnant, there are still some stuff inside, and you don't want this stuff to go out. And what's happening most of the time with the woman is like, the uterus is going down, and it could most of the women with a lot of pregnancy need to get it out. That's one of the disagreement, but the most known disagreement is the leaking. All those women who need to run to the toilet, or you just make a joke and they're like, oh geez, I pee on myself. And even some guys at the gym, when they lift really heavy, it's maybe gonna hurt some people here, but you can break your anus too, that kind of stuff. And it's really important, because this pelvic floor is maintaining some big organs, but it's really important to for your hip stability, all the pelvic stability, and for your abs. I know it's everyone wants to have a six-pack, and I totally respect that. It's not up to me to decide if it's good or not, whatever. But it's really dangerous, because when you work mostly this muscle, you push everything down. And so what's important to do when you work with weights, or not even with weights, when you run, it's to take your belly in and try to make everything go up. And it's what we call the wee stop move. But don't do it when you go to the toilet, it's not good. But it's this move, like you retain, you block.
And like that's something that you can do during all day, isn't it? It's not something necessarily that you have to do as part of your ab routine or core routine. You can just do it when you wash your dishes, or I don't know, when you're standing at the desktop.
Exactly. Yeah, sure. Something we give to the new mommies, like when they are driving, every time they go to a red spot, just you contract for 5 seconds or something like that.
That's so cool. That's such an easy way to implement some pelvic floor training. And just for the people who are listening, like you can see the abdominal cavity. Like imagine taking like a human body and removing arms and legs and head. You got the torso. So you can think about the core muscle, about all the muscle that surround this abdominal torso. And the pelvic floor, the pelvic floor muscles are sitting right at the bottom of this torso. So you can have an idea of which area of the body we're talking about. And, Clarissa, you've been great in burning all my questions today. But there is something I'd like to touch upon. And I had this conversation with a friend of a friend of a friend. No, just friend of a friend. And she was saying, I think, so her idea was that women shouldn't do push-ups. And before you were talking about functional training and about things that can happen in a daily life. Now, just the other day, like I was walking with my girlfriend, and like she kind of nearly fell down, but she's a yoga teacher, so she put her hands down and she could land, and that's push strength, basically.
Yeah.
So your ability to move your body around is very important. So I'd like to know, what do you think about resistance training for women? Will it make them big and bulky? Is it bad for them?
No, it's not. It's not bad for them. And like I just said before, everyone is doing whatever they want with their body as long as they are happy, they like what they do, and it's working for them, and it's sustainable. If a woman wants to be bulky, well, if she likes it, just go for it. But you need a specific training for that. And it's not just by doing simple resistant training that you will get bulky. I'm squatting, and when I squat my body weight because it's something I do every day. So we are used to lift some weights. So I'm almost 60 kilos, and I can train and lift 60 kilos plus my body weight, and I'm not bulky because I train in a specific way. And I have tons and tons of women telling me, yeah, I want to work my arms, but I don't want to have big arms. And I'm like, don't worry. It's not because you're going to lift, 10 kilos and you're going to do three sets of 12 reps that you're going to be bulky. So just don't worry, and just talk with your coach or talk with someone who are really good into that. But you really need a specific training and a specific diet to have really such big muscle. And if you want to do it, just do it, but be sure you like it, and respect other people's opinion on that too. But don't worry, resistance training, it's really important. You need it. You really need it. As a woman, we need it too, because like I say, we need to carry the kids, we need to carry the grocery bag, we need to do the cleaning as men too. So we all need resistance training to be in a good shape and a good health. And when we will be all older, our bones need to work, and to make our bones work, we need to do some strength training and resistance training too.
Yeah, and like we can add the items to that list because there are so many other health benefits linked with resistance training, up to the point where sometimes when people ask me, but why do you even work out? I just think for a second, how bad to go with the answer. But most of the time it's just, I don't want to die and I have too much fun. But yeah, actually you have lowered the risk of developing cardiovascular diseases with link with the resistance training, more bone density, improved mood, energy, sleep, all that kind of stuff, which makes me wonder, like, if you don't do push-ups, that's fine. Even push-up is such a great exercise. Just as you said now, don't judge other people for doing things maybe differently from what you do, or just from having different goals. And yeah, Clarisse, I love your work, and I wonder, like, you are quite strong in squat. Are you working on something in particular? Do you have any goals in terms of fitness?
No, I don't have any well, I do have one, and it's really the most important one for me. It's to be good with my family, with my kids, and to be good with my clients. Um, Working out, moving, it's really something I need
Mm-hmm.
because um, I'm someone like a lot of person thinking all the time. And when I'm too much in my head, it's a bit burning over there.
Yeah.
And working out, it's allowing me to de-stress, really, to focus on myself and to have a me moment. And having these small me moments allow me to be a better mom, a better partner, and a better coach. And if I don't have that kind of moment, I can be really grumpy sometimes, and it's not really beautiful. Um, and I really decided after giving birth, I want to train with pleasure. I want to do moves I enjoy. I want to do kind of secret training or endurance training or running or interval trainings or a resistance training, but something I enjoy. I don't want to push myself anymore and feel just you're totally out for the rest of the day. It's not what I want. I don't want to feel pain anymore. um I really just want to have a great moment. And once again, I totally respect if you are someone who likes to feel pain and you like to feel the burning. I used to be like that, but I don't have that energy anymore.
Yeah.
Really, becoming a mom really changed a lot in my mind and in my body, and I became really another person. So my daily goals are to be myself.
Yeah.
Yes, that's it.
And it's inspiring because like many times like we know from research and from experience that we can change our emotional state with an action, so with training. So even when you feel shit, that you don't want to work out, that you had a bad day, that you didn't sleep well, you have neck pain, I don't know, outside is raining, even just doing like 3 sets of 10 push-ups can change your emotional state
Yes.
and can turn the day around. So yeah, I love how flexible you are with your training. And Clarisse, I like to ask all my guests if there was anything that you bought in the past for less than $100, or we can use €100 since we are both in Europe, um, which really changed your life, so which really impacted your life.
Well, that's a good question. Um, for less than €100, uh, must be a book. And maybe you know the book. It's the book, The Game Changer, from John Berardi.
Yeah,
Um, I
just that.
I took the time. I took the time to read it during the first lockdown here in Belgium, and really something happened in my head, and I said, okay, I need to do some change. Um, so I start seeing a psychologist too to help me with other stuff.
Yeah.
But this book was really, really a game changer, like the name is, for me.
Yeah.
It really changed my perspective for my personal life and my professional life too. So yeah, that's it. That's really that book.
That's so cool, and yeah, apparently the author did a good job in changing your game. So it's a great book. Definitely great. It gave me some great perspective,
Yeah,
and made me decide actually to start the PM course, which is the leading Precision Nutrition, which is the company of the author,
yeah,
Dr. John Berardi. It's the leading business in the industry of nutritional coaching for professional and for private. So yeah, definitely a great course. Clarisse, how can we get in touch with you? Where can people find you? Where can people contact you?
So you can get me on my personal page on Facebook. So it's Clarisse Vandendorpe.
Yeah.
I got a private Facebook group where all my clients and non-clients hang out, and it's the Team Superheroes Mom. But there are some dads in it too. So you are more than welcome. And I'm on Instagram too. It's a personal trainer also. So yeah, just if you want to talk, you can come to me anytime, and I will chat with you with all my pleasure.
So if you're a mom or dad and you care about your health and fitness and you want to bring your energy and confidence back up, make sure that you check Clarisse's work. She's doing an amazing job. Clarisse, thanks so much for being here. It was a pleasure to talk to you today, and good luck for anything in the future, all your personal project. I hope that you will have an amazing 2021.
Yeah, thank you, Francesco. It was an amazing experience, and I really appreciate to spend that moment with you. Thank you for that, and all the best for 2021 for you too.
Thank you so much, Clarisse. And thanks, guys, for listening to today's episode. Just a reminder that the 10K challenge is finally here and is going to start officially on the 17th of December. And it will finish on the 31st of December. Challenge is walking more than 10,000 steps every day. Make sure that you tag a friend and you do it. You share a challenge with him. It's much more fun. You can find all the rules on my profile, and I'm going to share all the link of Clarisse's pages so that you can check out her work too. Thanks for listening, and we're going to talk soon. Ciao, ciao.